Hello there and welcome to the Mobile Academy. And if you want to become a job ready Flutter developer, make sure to check out the courses on my website mobileacademy.io. Here you will find all of the courses related to the Flutter development. You will find the professional course as well as the basic course related to the Flutter. You can also find some of the free courses over here if you want to just go and try it out, or if you are just a beginner on the Flutter and then the React Native, you can also find the free course over here. And if you would like to be a full stack developer, we also have the course related to the full stack developer, related to the Node.js, Express, MongoDB, as well as the Flutter over here. And if you would like to join the Flutter bootcamp, there is also bootcamp course over here. So make sure to go and check out the course over here. There are free and then the paid course. And if you want to be a job ready Flutter developer, this is the course that you want to take. So see you guys on the next lesson. Till then, have a great day.
Yeah, hello there and welcome back, and let us continue with our lesson over here. And this is the Flutter clean architecture with the Riverpod project over here. We will be building a Flutter application using the clean architecture with the Flutter Riverpod over here. And this is not a beginner course, so if you are a complete beginner, or if you are not familiar with the Flutter as well as the Riverpod over here, then this course is not for you. So this is really not a beginner friendly course, and if you want to learn some basic concept, make sure to go and check out my other courses over here, and you should be good to go with that one. But for this particular course, it is required to have some Flutter development experience, maybe a 6 months, 1 year, or even more than that would be good. And also the Riverpod, or the knowledge of the Riverpod is required. And if you are not sure about how to use the Flutter Riverpod, make sure to go and check out my course on that one. I have a full course regarding the Flutter Riverpod as well. And that's just the thing that you have to know about this. That is the prerequisite for this particular course. So let us get started, and welcome to the Flutter clean architecture course with the Flutter Riverpod. So let's meet up in the next one. Till then, have a great day. Let us continue with our lesson over here, and in this particular lesson, let us make use of the FlutterGen as well as the Flutter SVG over here to make use of the SVG image. And I have already downloaded the image in my assets folder. You can just go and grab it from the repo. And the next thing is that we have the Apple and then the Google SVG file. That is what we need to replace it over here. So log in with that particular the image over here, right? So let's go back over here, and what we need to do is let's go and grab the Flutter SVG first of all, and the dependency is just take it from here, and let's open up the pubspec.yaml file, and let's add it over here. And also I'll add the link over here for the documentation purpose, and let's just go and add the dev dependency as well. So in the dev dependency, we need to go to the FlutterGen. It's not required to use the FlutterGen, but basically you have to use a string over here, and this is not actually a good practice because you may misspell, or you may put something wrong over here, and then the like it will give you a runtime error, right? To make use of the FlutterGen, it's quite safe because you don't have to write in this way, right? So providing the path of that particular file, but we can make use of the type safe code over here in this way, right? So that is what we want to use it over here. And in this case, what we want to do is we want to make use of the FlutterGen over here, and make sure to go and read this particular documentation because I can't cover each and every topic over here. It's quite a lot over here. So make sure to go and read the documentation. That is the best way to learn. And what we'll do over here is let's go to the installation section. So there are a few of the installation section, and what we'll do is we'll make use activate this using the .pub run global activate FlutterGen. Make sure to run this particular command. I have already run that. Next is I need to go and add the dev dependency of the build runner that we have already, and next is the FlutterGen. So let's go and grab the FlutterGen over here, and let's just go add it to the dev dependency that is required to generate the code over here. And let's add the dependency. I'm not sure what is the current dependency, so let's just go and check the current version of the FlutterGen runner, and 5.8.0. I guess that should be fine, and 5.8.0, that should be fine. So we will be using this one. And if you go down over here, once you add that particular dependency, you need to just go and run the flutter pub get command to get all of the dependency. And now you can run the build runner to generate that. Before we run that particular build runner, what we need to do is we need to configure the pubspec.yaml file to make use of the FlutterGen actually. So I'll just go and copy this content from here, and we'll go back over here, and let's just go and replace this one with that. We don't have a requirement to use the font over here, so let's just go and remove that. And color is also not what we are using. We are just going to use the assets of the image, and that is what I have already added. So assets and then the images, all of those images that is over there. And over here in the integration, we just added the Flutter SVG. We are not using the Rive or the Lottie. So if you are using that, just keep it over there. Otherwise, you can just remove it as well over there. And this is the default output, and then the length output as well. So you can just go and change the default location and the line length as well. So depending on your requirement, just keep it as a simple for now, and make sure to go and read this particular configuration file. And you can see how you can customize all of these over here. Like you can exclude the file, and also like the generate for the packages. If you are using the packages, you can also go and add this one, right? All of those information, it's in the documentation, and I will recommend you to go and read that one as well. But for now, let's just, once we have added that, let's try to go and generate the code over here. Let me just try to go and run the build runner over here, and let's see if it is able to generate the assets file for us. And that should be in the lib folder. And now you can see that this is the output path, and you will see that in the lib we have the gen, right? So that is what we have, and this is the assets.the file. And now it has the option, so now we can use this particular Apple and then the Google. So how to use it is, if you go over here, you can just call the assets.the-image what you have, like currently we have the assets.the-image, and we have the Apple and then the Google. So what we will do over here is, let's go back to the feature and then the login, and in the login we have to go to the UI, and then that is a login with, and here in the icon, let's just go and replace that one with the assets, right? So let's just go and import that assets from the gen folder that we have, assets.the images that we have dot the Google, and then the SVG. So I'll just go and make use of the SVG over here. And you can also change the color, size, and other properties of this particular SVG. So you can see it has a lot of the properties that we can actually modify. But let's just go and use a simple one. So I just don't want to go and configure all of those. And this will be of the Apple, right? So we have this one, the Apple over here. And let's just go and replace that. And let's try to reload our application, and let's try to see the UI. So now it looks like we have the Google icon as well as the Apple icon that we are using from the SVG over here, and the size looks like quite bigger over here. So let's just go and change the size of over here, and let's just go and change the size with the height and the width over here. I guess the width, I'll just go and give it as a 32, and also the height as the 32. So let's just go and do the same thing. Let's try to see how big. Okay, so it's, I guess that this size is quite good enough. And over here as well, I'll just go and change that one over here. Sorry for that. It should be of this one over here and over here. So let's try to change that one. Okay, so it looks good enough. And this is the row, and this alignment is of the center. And let's just go and add a little bit of space over here. So const and then the size box, and the size box I'll just go and set the width of the K medium, I guess, and let's just add that one over here. Let's try to go and reload that. That's perfectly fine. Now what you can do is you can go and format the rest of this one I'll give you as a homework, because that's quite easy. That I don't want to waste your time just to go and format all of this. And this one we have already done here, so you can just follow that particular format as well. And I'll be updating my code to follow this particular as well. And make sure to go and change this. That's the simple thing that you can do by yourself. So that's all for this particular lesson, and we will meet up in the next one. Till then, have a great day.